How are you? Great? Grand? Wonderful? No yelling on the bus. It's Andy coming to you. Early's not even the right term. This is earlier than early. The early bird, he's not even sleeping yet. The early bird who's up before everybody doing everything. He hasn't even gone to sleep the previous night. That's where this video is being delivered from. It's so early that there are no player props even available for the Tuesday slate. So now you're probably thinking, like, oh, this must be a full donkey line video because I went to Draftkings, I saw all the money lines, aka donkey lines ready, so maybe he's just going to do an old school donkey line video. Don't you worry. As always, I'm going to give you a donkey line or two that I'm never going to bet, but you want anyway. And then I'm going to show you, as I have before, how you don't even need to see the lines or know what they are to know what the good bets are or the good values are and the best snakeonomics plays are. Most of the time, not all the time, there are a plethora of plays, especially on a big slate, that are readily available to you to have in the queue, in the holster, before those Tuesday lines drop. And maybe you can even get it before you go to sleep the previous night. While that early bird is he hasn't woken up yet, you'll already have your good prices in before that early bird goes to sleep. But before that, I'll start where you guys always want to start, riding that donkey into town, and talk about some money lines that I like. If you watched that show yesterday, you watched the show with me and Josh. If you haven't, go back and watch it because we talk about some other things that haven't taken place. We didn't just talk about that one game on a Monday. We talked about the Four Nations scam off. We talked a little bit about the Super Bowl. We talked about some NHL futures. One of the things that I just kind of brought up is Washington going to have the most points in the East? Is that a bet? And he thinks they are, and that's absolutely fine. But there's a reason they're home underdogs to the defending Stanley Cup champions, and there's a reason all of you at home would never bet them in a series against the Florida Panthers. What I'm trying to say, everybody, is that the Florida Panthers mail in a bunch of games during the regular season, just like the Kansas City Chiefs. They still come out with a lot of wins, but you haven't even seen close to their best. I always theorize that their potential playoff opponents are the ones who have to bear the brunt of the truest regular season version of the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers, whose top line has had some serious offensive mojo going these last couple of days. That's Austin Powers for those of you who don't know. Some people don't know. Some people love the old school movie references, but there's a whole band of new freaks watching this, you Euphoria freaks who don't know the mojo reference. I think that the Florida Panthers are a good value against the Washington Capitals. I like them. -115. I will take the road favorite. The second team that I'm going to take is a team that traded away Mikko Rantanen. They've got some good flow going. A nice low-scoring win, which is very different for the Avalanche. That's not their stud. They had a 2-0 win coming off of a shutout. I typically like betting all teams coming off of a shutout, whether they're high-scoring or not. But the Avalanche won those games. I mean, it was a complete blitz in the first game, and then they shut out Philly. I like the way they've been playing. That top line has fantastic chemistry, and I like them on the road in a winnable game, -130. And they're playing a team who I obviously think is going to miss the playoffs most likely. They traded away JT Miller. JT Miller has been productive these past couple of seasons. The one who's kind of needs to get his act together is Elias Pettersson. Well, he had no points in the last game. Quinn Hughes is kind of dealing with a little issue. He tried to play last game. My guess is he will suit up this game, but if you're not getting 100% Quinn Hughes, who's the most important part of that team, going up against the other Norris candidate in Makar, I always kind of like Makar to play well when he's going head-to-head versus Quinn Hughes. So I will take the Colorado Avalanche there, and if you want to flip that to a plus money bet, I'll take Cale Makar for a point with the Avalanche win. So those are the donkey line plays of the day. Now let's go into the bunkers. Let's go open up our game of operation, which I always thought, that game of operation, I always thought that it... Is this appropriate for this show?
So I'm still chilling with that girl who manages at Toys R Us. She talk dirty to you?
Yeah, describe her.
Yeah, actually, it's the exact opposite of that. She's just dead silent when we mess around.
Oh, shit.
She gives me no hints of satisfaction. I have no clue how I'm doing. I've gotten louder moans from a bag of sand.
Bag of sand?
Wow.
I wish they were just kind of like constructed like the game of operation, you know? Like, if you make a wrong move here or there, you just get a quick zap, and then you don't do it again.
All right, come on, don't be mean.
You guys know what trickle-down snakeonomics is. If a guy on line 1 gets demoted to the 4th line, we take the under on his point. If a guy from the 3rd line gets promoted to the top power play, and hopefully he's on a top line, we take that guy's point, and we see a couple of those instances here on this slate. Now, unfortunately, the problem with this first game I'm going to talk to you about, Carolina, Winnipeg, these are 2 of our perennial under teams. If you just show me this game, these kind of bets can run parallel. There are a ton of line combos that I'm going to have on the sheet for this game. But still, when you ask me, Jets at home against Carolina, who's happy to play a defensive game, yeah, typically I want to try to find a way to get that under 6.5. However, we have some new information. We got some new power play units rolled out, and we got the updated lines for the Carolina Hurricanes. So what we see is Jackson Blake is staying on a line with Mikko Rantanen and Sebastian Aho. Now, my guess is the sportsbooks aren't going to have the balls to list him at a minus point prop price. Maybe around even, but I don't see them listing Jackson Blake at minus 105 on the road at Winnipeg, a good defensive team with Connor Hellebuck. However, playing with Aho and Rantanen and being on the top power play with them, the one thing that would worry us is, well, come on, now he's going to have to do this 5-on-5. No, he's getting top line with those 2 superstars and top power play. I want that Jackson Blake point. So when it comes out tonight, just picture me waiting there. Oh, it populated. There it is. Jackson Blake point on its own. And then you can take that Jackson Blake point with a Rantanen assist, or you can do a Rantanen. You want that full line combo like they talked about? I will do that Jackson Blake point. And then I will do another half unit, 2 points for Aho, point for Blake, assist for Mikko Rantanen. Is that all? Who the hell got bumped down from that top power play? Turns out it's Andrei Svechnikov. Well, who the hell is he playing with? Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Taylor Hall. They were thrown together in that first game once Hall started playing, and that line's been very good. Jesperi Kotkaniemi has points in like 7 of his last 8 games. So this is going to be our line 2, power play 2 correlated combo. The only issue is I don't know if they're going to list Taylor Hall's point prop price, but if there's no Taylor Hall, then I'm just going to take Kotkaniemi and Andrei Svechnikov, both of them for a point, and that's going to give you, my guess, a minimum plus 250 with those 2 guys together, something like that. Maybe plus 225. But all of a sudden, you're adding in Taylor Hall. If they put Svechnikov on that second unit, my guess is they're not giving that top unit the full minute and a half. If it's not working, it will go closer to 1 minute, And I think there will be an opportunity for that second power play unit. I just wish this was any other team than on the road against Winnipeg. But I guess we will see. So those are some great snakeonomics plays that are available on Carolina against the Winnipeg Jets. Where else can we find some of those? How about Dallas? Who are they playing? Are they playing a somewhat friendlier team? You bet your ass they are. What did we see? They traded for Granlund, so now they're trying to slot Granlund in the most optimal spot for him. Then you had Mason Marchment coming back, so now you have this whole plethora of stars coming back. So who's benefiting the most? Well, last game, during the pregame line rushes, we saw Stankoven on the 4th line. Because of an injury to Maverick Bourque, looks like we're getting Stankoven on the top line playing with Hintz and Robertson, who have been very hot lately. So it looks like they're breaking up that line with Johnston, Hintz, Robertson. They're putting Stankoven up there. Stankoven is our best chance at a plus money point prop for a Dallas Stars player. So you give me Logan Stankoven, who's going to be playing on that top line, and at worst, power play 2, and they split their time up relatively evenly. I will take that point for Logan Stankoven. So give me that over half point for Logan Stankoven there. Who else? Who else on this slate do you know about even though there are no point prop prices available yet. Columbus Blue Jackets, they've been bit by the injury bug, and it's been quite unfair because that top line has been productive for honestly the overwhelming majority of the season now. Since it was Monahan, Voronkov, Marchenko, to this very day, that line's been very productive. When they lost Monahan, they stuck in Fantilli, and they kind of hardly missed a beat. But now, the true engine that powers that line, Marchenko, is going to be out for an extended period. Well, I think he broke his jaw, but it doesn't mean that there's not going to be some opportunity. We saw in the third period, they used K.Johnson on that line, and that line kind of looked good together. So we're going to be getting top line, top power play, K.Johnson. Now, he already was on the second line, which had been doing well, and the top power play, but this just kind of cements it a little bit further. He's going to be getting even more opportunities. So I like that point for K.Johnson, and that's what I have for you. Some lessons for you on how I go about putting together the best sniffs, or at least figuring out what sniffs are the best values. If you don't want to put all the line combos in and you don't look at a guaranteed way to make money in the long term, a smart way to bet, and you just want to take a couple of isolated ones, those are some solid values for you here on this Tuesday. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Make sure you are subscribed here to the YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video and other videos like it, we got a Dave and a Dan Super Bowl edition coming up, along with another round of NHL Sniffs, as always, for the spreadsheets, for the chats, for anything else that I have that I can kind of get to you on short notice. That will be available over on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Andy Francess. I hope to see you over there. But if not, like, comment, subscribe. Call your dad, tell him to watch. Call your mom, tell her to watch. Anyway, I'll be back with you guys tomorrow. I will talk to you then. Take it easy.